Bedroom. The sky is brilliant blue with sunlight streaming down warm and clear. In an unusually good mood after leaving work early for once, you hum a tune while pushing open your front door. I'm home! Before the words even finish leaving your lips, Marius is already springing off the couch and bounding towards you. Wrapping both arms around your waist and burying his head in the crook of your neck, Marius clings to you like a koala. His voice is lazy, carrying a hint of grievance.
누나다. 드디어 왔네. 기다리다가 보고 싶어 죽는 줄 알았어요.
Isn't that a bit of an exaggeration? I work normal hours. But you're getting clingier by the day. Seeing Marius' expression, you can't help but tease him, but instead of refuting, he responds with a confident air.
당연하죠. 할 수만 있다면 누나랑 1초도 안 떨어질 거예요. 그리고 알다시피 분가 사람들이 얼마나 성가신데요. 별것도 아닌 일로 하루 종일 따지기나 하고. 누나 옆에서 에너지를 충전해 놔야지. 안 그러면 못 버틸 거예요.
Although the Von Hagen family meeting has concluded, there are still a few follow-up matters that Marius needs to handle in the coming days. Not to mention the specific matters, just dealing with the people from the Branch family is already mentally exhausting. Thinking about this, you can't help but feel a twinge of sympathy. You pull him to sit on the edge of the bed with you, reaching out to ruffle his hair. You've really had it rough lately. I'll make sure to spend more time with you whenever I can. At your words, Marius' lips curve into a grin, a glint of mischief flashing in his eyes. Leaning in even closer, he seems to revel in your gestures of comfort.
그냥 같이 있는 걸로는 부족한 것 같은데. 요즘 몸이랑 마음이 지쳐서 특별한 위로를 받아야 회복될 것 같아요. 그리고 이제 곧 중요한 날이잖아요?
One glance at the slight curve of his brows, and you instantly know what he's hinting at. The nearly explicit emphasis brings a smile to your lips. It turns out all his build-up was leading to this. An important date? I don't seem to remember anything special. You frown slightly and repeat his words, pretending you can't remember to tease him. Marius' smile deepens and his gaze flickers playfully toward the bedside table.
진짜 기억 안 나요? 내가 누군가의 침대 및 서랍에서 처음 보는 특별한 상자를 찾았거든요.
Outsmarted by your own cleverness, you realize Marius has already discovered the surprise you prepared. Seeing him about to reach for the drawer, you quickly surrender. Alright, I admit it. Not only did I remember, but I even came up with a plan to give you a proper birthday celebration.
그럴 줄 알았다니까. 누나가 제일 아끼는 게 나잖아요.
Hearing your confession, Marius looks utterly satisfied and playfully brushes his finger against your palm.
그럼 그 상자에 있는 건 뭐예요? 지금 열어봐도 돼요? 꼭 생일까지 기다려야 해요?
Well... Glancing at the digital calendar on the bedside table, you notice the date is close enough to your planned timing. You make a decision. You retrieve the box from the drawer, turn toward him and press it into Marius' hand. Of course you can open it. You'll see for yourself.
그럼 한번 열어볼게요.
With a soft click, the box opens to reveal a purple crystal die resting neatly in Marius' palm. Sunlight filters through the glass window, scattering flecks of violet light.
이건 20년째 주사위네요?
Yep, I even had it custom made just for you.
이게 생일 선물이라면 새해에는 주사위 게임 실력을 좀 키워보라는 의미인가?
Hearing Marius' serious yet absurd speculation, you quickly cut him off. Of course not. The real gift has yet to come.
아, 그렇구나. 하마터면 오해할 뻔했잖아요. 20년째 주사위에는 20개의 숫자가 쓰여 있으니까 숫자에 비밀이 숨겨져 있는 거겠네요?
Marius hits the nail on the head, and you see no need to hide it anymore. Exactly. I was trying to figure out how to celebrate your birthday this year. Then I saw how stressed you were with family matters and thought, why not take you on a birthday trip? You could relax and unwind. Each number on the 20-sided die represents a different destination. Whatever you roll, that's where we'll go. Once the destination is decided, I'll handle everything from there. You won't need to lift a finger.
혼자 다 하면 너무 힘든 거 아니에요?
Marius blurts out his response, not in excitement or anticipation, but out of concern for you. You pat your chest and feign confidence. Why would it? I'm just planning a trip. It's much simpler than work. Besides, it's for your birthday. I'm happy to do it. After your repeated assurance, Marius finally feels at ease.
누나가 그렇게까지 말하니까 알았어요.
Okay then, roll the die already. Whether we revisit old memories or embark on a new adventure is all in your hands.
주사위는 작지만 큰 책임이 달렸네요. 그럼 현실 모노폴리 게임에선 어디가 걸릴지 볼까요?
The crystal die leaves Marius' hand spinning gently through the air. Half a second later, the purple die lands. It comes to a steady stop on the face showing 17. 17? Let me check. You open your phone's notes app and Marius leans in to search for the answer with you. Scrolling down slightly, the corresponding destination instantly comes into view, Helena Islands. The familiar name brings back memories of your recent snorkeling trip, the sea voyage, and the look in Marius' eyes as he watched you from the floating board amidst the bubbling waters. Didn't expect you to roll this one. Marius glances at the sky and clouds outside the window before turning back to you with a smile.
운 좋게 인연이 있는 헬레나 군도에 걸렸네요. 그럼 이번 여행은 전설 속 정령이 선원을 데리고 집에 돌아가는 걸까요?
I guess it must be. With the destination settled, the two of you start packing while discussing activities for the Helena Islands. Marius tosses a short-sleeved shirt into the suitcase, looking like he's leaving all the decisions to you.
누나랑 함께라면 뭘 해도 다 좋아서 따로 생각해둔 건 없어요.
I heard they've introduced a lot of new activities over there with reviews from visitors. But things we tried before might also feel different the second time. There's so little time, it's so hard to choose. Putting toiletries into the suitcase, you mutter under your breath. Marius pauses thoughtfully for a few seconds before an idea flashes across his mind. He winks at you.
아니면 목적지를 골랐던 것처럼 계획도 골라볼까요? 헬레나 군도에 도착한 다음 재밌어 보이는 것을 선택지로 나눠서 주사위를 던지는 거예요.
Hey, that sounds like a great idea. Once we finalize the activities, I'll handle the reservation.
좋아요. 그럼 그렇게 해보죠.
With the activity dilemma solved, you both focus on packing. It's only then you realize how much you and Marius have packed without noticing. Not counting my stuff, you only brought 7 or 8 outfits. Are we overpacking?
전혀요. 헬레나 군도가 섬이긴 해도 놀거리가 엄청 많다고요. 드레스 코드가 있을지도 모르니까 미리 준비해서 나쁠 건 없죠.
That's true, it might come in handy in the end. With that, you hold up a few outfits to yourself, then Marius joins in to help you choose. Beach resorts and house. Time flies and soon you're on the plane heading to the Helena Island. The ocean remains crystal clear and the sky is as blue as ever, dotted with drifting clouds. This time, you stay in a seaside villa. The front yard not only has a private pool but also directly connects to the sandy beach and ocean. This is amazing! Villas without breakwaters do have better views.
그러게요. 오늘 저녁에는 수영장에서 별도 볼 수 있어요.
You're already making plans, huh? But shouldn't we decide what to do over the next few days first?
이미 준비해 왔으니까 걱정하지 마요.
Marius pulls the crystal die out of his pocket and waves it at you.
한 사람이 한 번씩 던지는 게 어때요? 그래야 공평할 것 같은데.
Sure, it's your birthday, you make the rules. The crystal die spins once again, reflecting dazzling shades of purple under the sunlight. As the sea breeze stirs the waves, you and Marius exchange a glance, sharing anticipation for this birthday trip. Before visiting the nighttime sculpture exhibition, I should pick out a fitting outfit for Marius.
좀 포멀한 행사는 이걸 입으면 딱 좋겠어요.
Nighttime sculpture exhibition. Arriving at the nighttime sculpture exhibition, you and Marius discover that the event is set in a botanical garden. The soft glow of overhead lights falls through the dim light, where leaf shadows and sculptures intertwine, creating an atmosphere of unique, mysterious charm. These sculptures seem as if they naturally grew from the ground, leaning on the branches, or as though celestials accidentally left them behind to be embraced by nature. A delicate sense of balance lingers in the space where everything grows freely yet harmonizes unexpectedly. This place feels so special. You can't help but marvel at the surrounding exhibits, and Marius nods in agreement.
나도 그렇게 생각해요. 자연과 인공물의 미감은 완전 반대죠. 하지만 등불과 밤의 분위기 덕분에 오히려 잘 어울리는 느낌이 있어요. 이 조각상을 만든 사람이 디자인을 정말 잘했다는 걸 인정해야겠네요.
As Marius comments seriously, you chuckle and loop your arm around his. You're analyzing this so thoroughly. Anyone who doesn't know better might think you're here to study rather than just visit.
근데 정말로 배운 게 있어요.
Huh, what did you get?
야간에 열리는 전시회는 흔치 않은데 꽤 분위기가 좋은 것 같아요. 다음 전시회를 열게 되면 한번 나도 해봐야겠어요.
That sounds like a great idea. When time comes, I'll lend you a hand. As you chat lightheartedly, you both subconsciously wander down the pathway enclosed by greenery. At the end of the long corridor stands a display, a giant conch shell entwined with seaweed-like vines. That exhibit over there looks intriguing. Shall we take a closer look?
좋아요.
Walking through the pathway, you approach the exhibit. The massive conch is really entwined with vines made of seaweed. A plaque displayed at the showcase read, "This piece, named Distant Freedom, is crafted from countless shells and conches of the Hellenic Islands." A spotlight shines down, illuminating the giant conch, bathed in the light yet bound by vine. It exudes an indescribable strangeness.
누나, 이 전시품 뭔가 이상하지 않아요?
Yeah, it does. It feels a bit out of place here. Yet, Helena itself means gauge of the distances, the literal edge of the world. And conscious, to some extent, symbolize freedom. In that sense, calling it distant freedom makes perfect sense.
그럼 소라로도 충분히 의미를 표현할 수 있는데 왜 일부러 덩굴을 더한 걸까요?
Marius, with his chin in hand, appears deep in thought, piquing your curiosity. Perhaps it's the intoxication of the night or the allure of the sculptures, but a seemingly ordinary exhibition has inexplicably drawn you both in. Maybe it's the deliberate contrast, carrying a deeper meaning.
아니, 그래도 뭔가 이상해요. 전시품이랑 전시회 전체 디자인을 봤을 때 저 덩굴들은 없는 게 맞아요.
As a fellow artist, Marius appears to reach a conclusion and takes a step closer. By now, you've already guessed his intentions. You're planning to remove the spines, aren't you?
네, 모든 예술 전시품은 진정한 의미를 표현해야 해요. 이걸 그냥 두고 볼 수는 없어요. 누나, 같이 할래요?
Looking at Mary's outstretched hand, you hesitate for barely a moment before stepping forward. Yeah, sure. Other visitors whisper as you approach the conch, making you feel a little nervous. You and Marius hold your breath as you reach out toward the interwoven vines. The vines feel slimy, leaving green streaks across the conch's surface. The moment the vines are fully removed, a stream of water cascades from above, washing the massive conch clean and revealing a pearl-like luster.
역시 내가 맞았어.
The flowing water continues to cleanse the conch, and in that moment, the delicate sense of balance resurfaces. Everyone stands frozen, staring ahead until a man claps and steps out of the shadows. You and Marius have already seen him on the introduction board at the entrance. Without a doubt, he is the host of this nighttime sculpture exhibition.
저와 함께 이 작품을 완성해 주셔서 감사합니다. 많은 전시회 방문객들을 만났는데 이상하게 생각하거나 궁금해하는 사람들이 있었어요. 하지만 진짜로 용기를 갖고 자유를 준 건 여러분밖에 없죠.
과찬이세요.
The curator smiled, shaking hands with both of you in turn. Despite this being your first meeting, the interaction feels like a reunion of old friends. He then retrieves a conch from his pocket and solemnly presents it to you both.
앞으로도 여러분이 오늘 밤처럼 속박을 깨고 자유를 얻길 바라요.
꼭 그럴게요.
Marius answers with a smile, his gaze resting on you. You return the gesture with a nod, your lips curling into a smile. Perhaps both he and you were relieved that neither of you hesitated. Together, you created this distant freedom. I can't truly relax until I've wrapped up my work. In the future, I should finish my work during downtime before heading out. This year's birthday trip will definitely be special. It would feel like a waste not to document it. That's it. How about creating a commemorative painting to capture all the moments from the trip? When we're back in Stalis, Marius can help refine it, turning it into a shared creation of ours. My dearest miss, I've got us some new snorkeling goggles. I'll be right back. We can go to the beach and let you try them out once I'm there. By the way, I came across a brochure about local traditions in the store. They say making beaded bracelet for your lover brings luck and blessings. Will you be interested in giving it a shot? Of course, there must be plenty of bead stores around here, right? I wonder which one we should pick. Don't you worry, I've already done the research. There's this store that's been running for over a decade right in the heart of the island, highly recommended by the locals. We've got some time in the afternoon the day after tomorrow. Shall we go then? Sounds good. Just pass me the store's contact information and I'll handle the reservation. No problem, I'll ask for the details and send them to you later.
바다면 이런 꽃무늬 셔츠랑 선글라스가 기본이죠.
Yacht. After changing clothes, you board a yacht and set sail, soon reaching an open sea fishing area. The captain docks the yacht and distributes fishing gear to the passengers, carefully explaining the basics and precautions of sea fishing. Listening attentively, Marius quickly picks a spot he likes, holding his throat with eager anticipation.
뭔가 오늘은 엄청난 걸 낚을 것 같네요. 어? 기운이 없어 보이는데 어디 안 좋아요?
Marius glances at you with concern and you quickly wave it off. No, I'm not unwell. It's just, I haven't tried sea fishing much before, so I'm feeling a little unsure of myself. Beneath the blazing sun, a warm breeze dances over the shimmering sea. Gripping the fishing rod, you can't help but feel a touch wary. Hearing this, Marius pats your shoulder and smiles, cheering you on.
괜찮으니까 걱정 마요. 초심자의 행운이라는 말도 있잖아요. 분명 큰 물고기를 낚을 수 있을 거예요.
You're probably right. I'll take your word for it. His words lift your hesitant spirits. Mimicking his stance, you pick a nearby spot to cast your line. At this moment, the captain claps his hands, drawing everyone's attention.
자, 여러분. 죄송하지만 시작 전에 하나 더 알려드릴 게 있습니다. 이 해역은 허가를 받은 포획구역이지만 건강한 생태를 위해 우리가 낚은 모든 해양 생물은 돌아가기 전에 전부 바다로 방생해야 하고 절대로 몰래 가져갈 수 없습니다. 자, 이제 자유롭게 낚시를 시작하면 되니 행운을 빌게요.
With a crisp ding, the timer bell rings, and the fishing officially begins. Bead after bead plunges into the water, and the fluid bobs on the surface, yet after about 15 minutes, no one on the boat has caught anything. You stare at the fluid on the water, wondering if the bead you put on has already been stealthily nibbled away. But in the next second, the fishing rod in your hands trembles. Oh,
걸렸어요. 빨리! 멍하니 있지 말고 당겨요!
Okay. After a tough struggle and some help from the captain, you finally reel in a fish. It thrashes wildly in the bucket of seawater, splashing droplets everywhere. It's not much of a catch, but for you, it's a fantastic start. Other tourists murmur enviously as they see you reel in a fish so quickly, and even Marius is no exception.
누나, 벌써 낚았네요? 설마 나 진짜 예언가는 아니겠죠?
Maybe. Looks like I really do have a beginner's luck.
그럼 나도 누나한테 지지 않기 위해서 힘을 내야겠네요.
Saying this, Marius focuses intently on his fishing rod, yet somehow his prophecy seems to only work on you. Over the next 2 or 3 hours, you reel in fish after fish, even managing to catch an octopus. Other tourists make decent catches too, but Marius remains empty-handed. After a long wait with no bites, he reels up his line again, only to find the bait has disappeared.
이상하네. 왜 내 미끼를 먹는 물고기들은 흔적도 없이 사라질까?
Marius, how about you switch spots with me? The fish over here seems easier to catch. He glances at the large bucket full of fish by your feet, his lips pressing into a tight line. It seems like he's wrestling with himself before he turns away.
아니요, 괜찮아요. 여기에서도 곧 낚일 거니까요.
Okay. You shake your head slightly, a bit helpless. Sometimes Marius still shows a childlike side. The sunlight grows softer and the sea breeze gentler. Everything hints that the fishing trip is nearing its end. It's the final cast and Marius still hasn't caught anything. From his initial excitement to now, his disappointment is visibly growing.
설마 마지막까지 한 마리도 낚지 못할 줄이야.
Don't feel bad, you can have half of what I caught.
그렇게는 안 돼요.
It's fine, we came fishing together. Whatever we catch counts for both of us. You struggle to lift the bucket and walk over to Marius, placing your hand on his, which grips the fishing rod. No matter what, you just want to give him some comfort so he won't show the expression again.
근데
Before Marius can finish, the fishing rod in his hand suddenly jerks violently.
어?
There's a fish! Marius, quick!
엄청 큰 녀석인 것 같아요. 누나, 빨리 같이 잡아요.
You abandon the bucket, grabbing Marius' hand to help him pull. But whatever's biting the bait is fierce, tugging as if to drag both of you into the deep sea. What kind of fish is this? Why is it so strong?
절대 손 놓으면 안 돼요.
두 분, 제가 도울 테니까 조금만 버텨요.
After a tense 7 or 8 minutes of battling the fish, it finally succumbs to your combined strength. When you haul it aboard, it turns out to be far larger than expected. Other visitors crowd around, marveling at the giant fish and applauding your success.
우와, 지금까지 바다 낚시하면서 이렇게 큰 건 처음 봐요.
너무 부럽다. 이건 꼭 기념사진을 찍어야겠어요.
You and Marius are still catching your breath, staring at the giant fish in disbelief.
정말 우리가 이렇게 큰 물고기를 낚은 거예요?
Of course, you can't have already forgotten the battle we just had. You grin, nudging Marius' arm. The salty seawater and the red marks from dripping the rod are proof enough. He glances at you with a bright smile, his earlier gloom completely lifted.
역시 누나가 옆에 있어야 이런 행운이 찾아오나 보네요. 맞다. 아까 선장님이 돌아가기 전에 풀어줘야 한다고 했으니까 물고기 안고 빨리 사진 한 장 찍을까요?
Of course, a fish this big definitely deserves a memory. So the giant fish stretches across your arm and Mary's arms. Its restless still flipping wildly. Even with water splashing your faces, you both laugh joyfully. Click, the moment is preserved forever.
여긴 에어컨 바람이 세서 실내에서 감기 안 들게 조심해야 해요.
Bit Handicraft Store. Pushing open the glass door adorned with wind chimes, a shop assistant who was busy inside quickly approaches you and Marius. After verifying your reservation, she leads you to a quiet corner of the shop and seats you. On the square table, there are material boxes of various sizes filled with beads, alongside dozens of colorful weaving threads hanging nearby, making the display dazzling to the eyes. There are so many things and such a variety.
네, 저희 가게는 고객님들의 니즈를 충족시켜드리기 위해 다양한 재료들을 다 갖추고 있습니다. 두 분은 첫 방문이신 것 같은데 제가 구슬팔찌 만드는 방법을 알려드릴게요.
Sure, I hope it won't be too much trouble. After about half an hour of introduction and instruction, you and Marius have mastered the basics.
자, 이게 바로 구슬팔찌를 만드는 기본 방법이에요. 이제 자유롭게 만들어 보세요. 아, 맞다. 다 만들고 나서는 축복 의식도 진행해야 하는데. 다 만드시고 테이블 벨을 눌러주시면 제가 다시 오겠습니다.
네, 알겠어요.
The shop assistant gives a slight pull before leaving. You and Marius get ready to start working on your bracelets. However, as you look at the dazzling array of materials on the table, you feel a bit overwhelmed, unsure of where to start. Making a bracelet for Marius, should I focus on the design or prioritize its symbolism? As you grapple with this internal debate, Marius, on the other hand, simply rolls up his sleeves and picks out a Helena gold bead from one of the boxes in front of him. The sunlight shifts along with his movements, illuminating the luster of the pearl and making it even more captivating.
아까 이 금색 구슬은 여기에만 있는 헬레나의 보물이라고 했잖아요. 천연 황금빛 광택에다가 온도 강해지고 사업 번창의 의미도 있대요. 누나한테 의미가 있을 것 같은데 팔찌에 넣어줄까요?
Marius tilts his head and looks at you, seeking your opinion. You smile faintly without giving a clear response. Didn't we agree before leaving home that we'd make the bracelets based solely on our own understanding and intentions of each other? Why are you asking for my opinion now?
내가 만든 팔찌가 마음에 들지 않을까봐 걱정돼서 그렇죠.
Marius murmurs, his tone carrying a hint of playful complaint. You can't help but take his hand, clasping the shimmering pearl along with it in your palm. That's impossible. As long as it's made by you, I'll love it. As those words leave your lips, you suddenly realize you've also found the answer to your earlier dilemma. A soft breeze drifts through the window, and warm sunlight falls gently on Marius' face.
그렇다면 내 작품을 기대해봐요.
Time passes swiftly, and before you know it, you and Marius finish making bracelets for each other. After the blessing ceremony, the shop assistant solemnly hands the bracelets back to your palms.
의식도 끝났으니 이제 서로 팔찌를 걸어주세요. 지금부터 행운과 축복이 여러분과 함께할 겁니다.
The shop assistant's blessing echoes along with the sound of the wind chimes as sunlight filters in, making the moment feel both ordinary and sacred. Marius carefully fastens the bracelet he made onto your wrist, with his movements gentle. You then take his hand in return, sliding the bracelet onto his wrist. Marius stares at the bracelet for a long moment before breaking into a smile. What's wrong? Is it not to your liking?
아니, 그게 아니라 그냥 조금 더 일찍 만들었다면 그날 사당에서 이걸 끼고 있을 수 있었을 텐데. 그러면 조상님들도 행복한 날 볼 수 있었을 거예요.
You laugh as you take Mary's hand, the bracelet glinting under the sunlight. The dangled beads reflect a myriad of colors, each one a testament to the most beautiful promises and wishes you've made for each other. Finally done checking out. Turns out this seashell chocolate is quite a hit. It sold out in 5 minutes after I paid. On my way to you now. Should be there in about half an hour. So how's it going on your end? I saw many in the queue over there on the app. It's almost my turn. You probably arrived in time. Awesome. Seems like splitting up for the shopping was a good call. By the way, someone was handed me a flyer on the street. The event they're promoting looks pretty interesting. It's a trendy theme, a tea party that was just established this couple of years, held every other month. And this time, the theme is fate. There seems to be a fortune-telling section at the tea party where you can get answers to your burning questions. A fate-themed event? Pretty mysterious, huh? Is it really possible to foresee everyone's fate? Well, I guess we'll only find out there. It sounds pretty interesting. Should we go check it out? Sounds good to me. I'm intrigued. Let's go sign up once we're done shopping here. Alright, see you in half an hour.
모래성 썼던 게 생각난다고요? 그럼 이제 이 옷을 해변 작업복이라고 불러야겠어요.
Beach. Building coral reefs is an international joint public welfare initiative spearheaded by the Helena Islands to protect coral and preserve marine ecology. After breakfast, you arrive at the event site. Many other volunteers are already gathered on the beach.
이렇게나 많은 참가자가 몰리다니.
It seems everyone cares deeply about the marine ecosystem. A few minutes later, a tan, rugged-looking man approaches, followed by a few assistants carrying materials. Clearly, he's the instructor for today's coral frame construction activity.
죄송합니다. 갑자기 일이 생겨서 좀 늦었네요. 이제 산호 구조물을 설치하는 법을 제대로 배워보죠. 자자, 제가 여러분에게 시범을 보여드릴 테니 모두 여기로 모여보세요.
At the instructor's call, everyone gathers around. He pulls out a thick, long pipe and takes a small piece of coral fragment from the assistant. He gently taps the two together and then pulls them up.
먼저 여러분의 이해를 돕기 위해 산호 구조물의 원리를 알려드릴게요. 산호의 기본 번식 방식에는 두 가지가 있다는 건 모두 알고 계시겠죠? 그중 하나가 산호충의 유성 번식입니다. 그리고 나머지 하나는 산호에서 떨어져 나온 산호 조각을 적당한 곳에 붙여서 새로운 클론 산호로 키우는 게 바로 무성 번식이죠. 산호 구조물의 원리가 바로 이 두 번째 방식이에요.
그럼 우리는 산호가 자랄 수 있게 기반을 만들어주는 건가요?
네, 제대로 이해하셨네요. 그럼 이제 제가 산호가 자라기에 적합한 구조물을 만드는 걸 보여드릴게요.
As the instructor demonstrated, they also explained the current state of coral in the ocean. Over the past 2 years, human activity and extreme weather events have caused varying degrees of damage to coral reefs globally. Although the waters surrounding the Helena Islands remain a vibrant blue beneath the surface, 40% of the once endless coral reefs have bleached or perished. Walking along the soft fine sand, your thoughts wander far away, back to the surface of the Helena Islands water from a few years ago.
왜 그래요? 무슨 일 있어요?
It's nothing, just feeling a little sad remembering the coral reefs we saw here a few years ago. I wonder how they are doing now. Have some bleached or even died?
그 말을 들으니까 내 눈으로 직접 본 아름다운 생물이 인간 때문에 사라지거나 멸망할 수도 있겠네요. 그런데 우리도 그런 인간이라는 게 좀 슬퍼요.
Yeah, even if we haven't done anything directly harmful to the coral reefs, it feels wrong to distance ourselves with just a statement that we didn't take part in the damage caused by humanity. Marius and you fall into silence together. The bright sunlight feels a bit harsh. A few minutes later, Marius exhales and takes your hand.
어쩌면 그렇게 나쁘게 생각하지 않아도 될 것 같아요. 단체의 행동이 각 개인을 대표할 수는 없어요. 우리는 이미 할 수 있는 모든 걸 하고 있잖아요. 우리가 조금이라도 의지가 있고 그걸 행동으로 옮길 수만 있다면, 그리고 이렇게 많은 사람들과 함께라면 분명 천천히 나아질 거예요.
Following Marius' gaze, you glance around. Everyone's eyes are filled with sincerity and enthusiasm. All the guilt and sorrow mean nothing compared to taking a real action. Yeah, you're right. As long as we start making changes, things will gradually improve. Just as the instructor's demonstration concludes, it is time for the volunteers to try for themselves. After some effort, you and Marius finally finish assembling the coral frame together.
생각 외로 구조물을 묶는 게 꽤 힘이 들어가네요.
It really was. You did most of the heavy lifting earlier. Thanks for that.
이 정도쯤이야. 완전 껌이죠. 앞으로 10개는 더 묶을 수 있다고요. 맞다. 아까 다 만들고 나면 이름을 붙여야 한다고 했어요. 그래서 나중에 이름표에 이름을 적어서 같이 바다에 넣는다네요. 누나, 뭐 떠오르는 거 있어요?
Let me think. If it were up to me, of course, I'd want it named after both of us. It's simple, easy to remember, and carries sentimental value.
나도 그렇게 생각했는데. 그럼 그걸로 해요.
I have an idea already, but I'd like to hear your thoughts first.
내 생각이요? 그렇다면 우리 둘의 이름을 합쳐서 짓는 게 좋을 것 같은데요? 기억하기도 쉽고 기념의 의미도 있잖아요. 어때요?
Perfect. That's exactly what I had in mind. As the event winds down, everyone gradually leaves the beach, leaving just you and Marius to enjoy the sea breeze. In the distance, the endless sea shimmers with gentle breeze, drawing your thoughts adrift. I wonder what the coral frame will look like once it is full of coral, and when we'll have another chance to return and see it.
완벽하게 자라고 무성해지려면 4, 5년이 걸린다고 했으니까 그때 다시 오면 되겠네요.
Alright, it's a promise. Resting your head on Marius' arm, you can't help but smile. That hopeful, beautiful wish floats gently on the wind.
이 옷을 입고 있으니까 어디서 차 한잔하면서 얘기해야 할 것 같아요.
Tea party. Following the signs to the tea party venue, you feel as if you step into a garden wonderland. Towering greenery creates a magnificent backdrop, vibrant flower arrangements line the paths, and a European-style fountain stands at the center, waiting for guests to arrive. If not for the gulls calling in the sky, no one would guess that this was built on an island in the sea. Who would have thought that Helena Island had a place like this?
나도 이곳은 처음이에요. 아마 최근에 지었나 봐요.
Marius leads you further inside where you see attendees mingling in small groups, holding unique teacups in their hand. Look at the cups those people are holding. They all seems different.
그러게요. 아마 티파티 테마랑 관련이 있는 것 같은데요.
This tea gathering is theme-fit. They say the tea can predict a person's personality and future fate. The flowers bloom vibrantly under the sunlight. As you look around, you quickly spot the silhouette of the fortune teller not far away. You stroll to the fortune teller's table where she sits cloaked in a dark veil, her face obscured. On a long table nearby, dozens of distinct teacups and over 100 labeled tea blends are displayed for selection.
어서 오세요. 처음 뵙겠습니다.
안녕하세요. 여기서 점괘를 볼 수 있다고 들었어요.
네. 한 사람당 한 번만 질문할 수 있습니다. 질문을 정하고 나면 원하는 잔과 차를 고르시면 됩니다.
Her words are cryptic, adding an air of mystery to your curiosity. Can she really see through it all? Does destiny truly exist? And what will your destiny be? As you ponder your question, Marius gently shakes your hand.
누나, 모처럼의 기회인데 먼저 물어볼래요?
I haven't quite figured out what to ask. Why don't you go first?
알았어요.
He then shifts his gaze to the veiled fortune teller.
저는 저희의 운명을 알고 싶어요.
The fortune teller nods knowingly. Marius selects a teacup and blend before brewing his choice. The tea leaves rise and fall as the hot water envelops them. The pale teacup adorned with floral patterns reveals a clear golden hue in the tea. She takes a gentle whiff of the tea's aroma before slowly raising her gaze to meet yours.
이런 관계는 처음 봐서 신기하네요.
에?
그게 무슨 의미죠?
With a subtle motion, she adjusts the fringe hanging from the edge of her veil and begins to speak.
만물의 근원이 나한테 시공을 넘어가라고 하고 있어요. 광활한 우주의 바다에서 여러분의 단단한 운명을 봤어요. 진정한 기적이라 할 수 있겠네요. 수천 번을 예견했지만 두 분 같은 인연은 유일해요. 서로를 위해 연결되어 있고 서로에게만 얽힌 영원한 공동체라는 겁니다.
영원한 공동체요?
네, 어느 시공에 있든 상관없이 여러분은 눈을 뜬 순간부터 서로의 흔적을 찾도록 암시를 받고 있어요. 그 길이 아무리 위험하고 험해도 운명의 예언처럼 모든 고난을 이겨내고 상대에게 다가가요.
Oh,
그렇다면 이번 생에도 그런가요?
the fortune teller lifts the teacup Marius selected. The ripples shimmer under the sunlight, gleaming like scattered gold. The veil shifts ever so slightly with a faint rustle. She lets out a soft, enigmatic chuckle.
의외의 만남 덕분에 미래가 찾아오기 전에 이미 답을 풀었네요. 아직도 갈 길이 멀고 많은 시련을 겪을 겁니다. 가끔 막막함이 느껴진다면 꿈속 다른 자신에게 물어보세요. 그건 환상이나 거짓이 아니라 각자 다른 신분을 가진 두 분이 서로 다른 세계에서 함께 완성한 답입니다.
For a moment, time seems to freeze. Marius and you glance at each other, caught in the stillness. The scent of tea lingers as shadows blossoms intertwine. In the days, you see different versions of him, and beside each one, a different version of yourselves. Perhaps a pair of watery, slit-shaped pupils belonging to a royal descendant, or two red-clad figures emerging as the snow melts, or perhaps even, at that moment, you truly believe in destiny, and that your destiny is precisely this. Mary's calling. He's probably sorted out the reservation details.
누나, 여기 예약하는데 문제가 생겨서 시간이 조금 더 걸릴 것 같아요. 내가 데리러 갈 테니까 심심하면 일단 다른 데 둘러보고 있어요.
I'm fine. Nothing major on your end, right? Want me to come over? You agreed that you would arrange the activities on the island, but when it comes to watching the sunset, Marius insists on preparing it himself. From the other end of the phone comes a soft rustling sound, almost as if he is shaking his head on the other end of the line.
아니, 별일 아니에요. 마침 석양 보기 가장 좋은 자리를 누가 취소했는데 내가 거길 예약하고 싶어서 절차가 조금 복잡해졌어요.
The best spot on the beach. Are we really that lucky? On the other end, Marius lets out a soft chuckle.
그러게요. 원래는 예약이 전부 가득 찼다고 했었잖아요. 이제 전부 다 빌려서 편하게 석양을 감상할 수 있겠네요. 그리고 좋은 소식이 하나 더 있어요.
What is it?
직원이 그러는데 우리가 예약한 날 저녁이 날씨가 엄청 좋은 날이래요.
As Marius speaks, you find yourself lost in thought, imagining the sunset's glow wrapping around the two of you. It will be stunning. I can't hardly wait.
나도요. 직원이 부르네요. 마무리하고 올 테니까 이따 봐요.
Okay, I'll wait for you.
헬레나 군도는 자외선이 강해서 이렇게 덧입어야 타지 않을 거예요.
Sea view. As soon as you board the boat, the captain who took you fishing a few days ago greets you with a friendly wave.
이런 우연이 있을 줄이야. 또 만났네요.
Hello, Captain.
안녕하세요. 돌고래 구경도 선장님이 맡고 계실 줄은 몰랐네요.
최근에 여행객이 늘었는데 배를 운전할 줄 아는 사람이 없어서 어쩔 수 없이 제가 담당하고 있어요. 자, 그럼 이제 출항할 테니까 자리에 앉아주세요.
네.
As he says this, Marius gently pulls you into a seat. The engine roars to life and the boat slowly sets off, cutting through the waves. A V-shaped wake stretches behind, and the sea breeze carries a faintly salty tang. Leaning against the railing, Marius looks out into the distance, then toward the helm.
저기 선장님. 오늘 돌고래를 볼 수 있을까요?
아직은 확실치 않아요. 원래 여기는 얼룩돌고래가 흔해서 바다로 나오면 거의 볼 수 있어요. 운이 좋다면 줄무늬 돌고래도 볼 수 있죠. 근데 요 며칠은 어째선지 찾아볼 수가 없더라고요.
I see. Hearing this, you can't help feeling a bit disappointed, but Marius gently takes your hand.
괜찮으니까 걱정 마요. 낚시했을 때도 운이 좋았으니까 오늘도 꼭 돌고래를 볼 수 있을 거예요.
맞아요. 자신감을 가져야 하죠.
As soon as he says this, the deputy on the deck raises his binoculars and shouts.
선장님, 목표가 보입니다. 북동쪽 3해리 위치에 돌고래의 모습이 보이는 것 같아요.
I wasn't expecting our hopes to be fulfilled that quickly.
내가 운이 좋다고 했잖아요. 근데 저런 망원경 같은 단순한 방법으로 돌고래를 찾을 줄은 몰랐네요.
돌고래를 지키기 위해서죠. 돌고래는 청각이 예민해서 수중 레이더나 음파 탐지기 같은 걸 사용하면 다칠 수 있어요. 자, 그럼 바로 출발합니다.
In no time, you arrive at the reported location. Sadly, the sea is calm with no dolphins in sight.
아니, 대체 어떻게 된 거지? 분명 내가 봤는데.
Maybe they swam away before we arrive?
아니면 잘못 본 거 아니에요?
조금 더 둘러보면 되니까 괜찮아요.
The captain redirects the boat and you set off again. On the undulating waves, only the foam accompanies you. This pattern repeats over the next few hours. Each time you spot a promising lead, you arrive only to find nothing. The repeated rise and fall of hope drains your spirits. It seems that we just aren't meant to meet the dolphins today. It's getting late, we probably won't see them. Feeling dejected, you sit by the deck, letting the glaring sunlight wash over you. Suddenly, a shadow falls before you. It's Marius. He pats your shoulder, sits beside you, and hands you a bottle of water and a snack box.
피곤하죠? 물 좀 마시면서 쉬어요.
Okay.
자, 내가 특별히 선장님한테 받아온 간식인데 좀 먹어볼래요?
Marius doesn't say much, but his silent comfort is as gentle as drizzle. Opening the snack box, you'll find dolphin-shaped frosted cookies inside. You hold up a cookie, aligning it with the sky. Against the blue sea, it looks just like a dolphin leaping out of water.
어때요? 기분이 좀 나아졌어요?
His voice carries warmth, and in that moment, the cookies fills the void left by disappointment. Perhaps no journey is ever perfect, and imperfections themselves are an experience. Smiling, you pick up the cookie and playfully aim it at Marius. Of course, with you here, I feel much better. Look, here's a dolphin. Your voyage is finally coming to an end. After some rest, you prepare to head back home. You and Marius are no longer focused on finding dolphins. Instead, you lean against the railing, enjoying the scenic ocean waves. It feels pretty nice to end today's dolphin journey just like this.
그러게요. 소원이 이루어지지 않아도 누나랑 함께 보낼 수 있으면 그걸로 충분해요.
Suddenly, a few gray ships leap from the water on both sides of the ship, splashing waves. You both freeze as they leap in graceful arcs, one after another as if guiding you back to shore.
밤바다는 쌀쌀하니까 이 외투를 걸치면 되겠어요.
Beach. You and Marius roll along the deserted beach just as the sun is starting to set. The farthest edge of the sky takes on a dreamy palette, a rich gold blending into hues of purples. Everything feels surreal. Even the seawater changes tune, its gentle ripples brushing against your ankles before receding slowly. It's nice not to be disturbed. It feels like this beach and the sunset belong entirely to us.
여기가 석양을 감상하기에 가장 좋은 해변이기는 해요. 내가 빠르게 예약해서 다행이네요.
Yes, yes, all thanks to you. Marius grins smugly and you follow his lead with playful banter. Joking and laughing, you walk far along the fine sand, the slanting light stretching your shadows. The sun nears the horizon, painting your hair with romantic hues. Bathed in the same glow, you pause and recall the secluded beach you and Marius visited earlier.
무슨 생각을 하길래 그렇게 즐거워 보여요?
Nothing much, just remembering the extracurricular trip we did together. The last leg of that journey was spent watching a sunset, wasn't it? Your words seem to stir memories. Marius looks to the horizon, then back at you.
그날도 마지막에 이런 석양을 봤었죠. 그러고 보니까 이상하네요. 같은 태양인데도 다른 장소에서 보니까 느낌이 달라요.
As you talk, Marius takes your hand, intertwining your fingers. The breeze flutters teasingly, tangling your hair and stirring your heart. So, how do you feel now? Is it any different from back then? You smile and tease Marius with a question, your tone carrying a playful hint of ambiguity. He responds immediately, almost without hesitation.
당연히 다르죠. 오늘의 태양은 우리만의 것이잖아요. 게다가 관계도 더 깊어졌고요. 누나는 내 약혼녀니까. 그렇죠?
Marius' breath envelops you, the color of his eyes merging with the glow of the setting sun. He's right. Each view invokes a different emotion. This time is one of romance and warmth. The space between you and Marius shrinks until you can hear the beating of your hearts. You're right. Should we take a photo this time as well? Different feelings deserve to be commemorated. Hearing your suggestion, Marius chuckles slightly and tightens his hold on your hand.
이번에는 그냥 됐어요. 이런 순간은 직접 느끼는 게 더 좋을 것 같아요.
His breath, warm and faintly scorching, brushes against your cheek. You two have been this close countless times, little by little, until your breaths are stolen away. The sun is setting again. Beach. Before you know it, the sun has already sunk below the horizon. Night falls, spreading a deep ocean ink across the sky. You and Marius linger, watching the gentle waves, hoping to catch the last glow of the setting sun.
석양이 너무 예뻐서 돌아가기가 아쉽네요.
Yeah, for a moment there, I was thinking, if only we could see sunsets like this every day. Leaning on Mary's shoulder, you let out a sigh, and he chuckled softly in response.
그럼 나중에 미림시에서도 노을 보러 자주 다닐까요?
Okay. A gentle sea breeze blows in, adding a touch of coolness to the humid air. Marius pulls you closer, his warmth seeping through the light fabric of your clothes.
자, 날도 어두워졌고 바람도 부니까 방에 돌아가서 쉬는 게 어때요?
Marius suggests thoughtfully, but you glance into the distance and shake your head. Let's wait a bit longer. Who knows? Something good might happen.
응? 좋은 일이요? 설마 밤에 해변에서 불꽃 축제 같은 거라도 하려나? 들어본 적은 없는데. 아니면 이따가 더 깜깜해지면 별 보러 가려고요?
Marius guesses, thinking the stars are the surprise you're waiting for. You tilt your head with a playful smile and brush back the strands of hair the wind has tousled over his forehead. Nope, wrong again.
그럼 도대체 뭐길래 그렇게 비밀스러워요?
Be patient, you'll find out soon enough. As your words fall, a figure dressed as a waitstaff appears on the seaside path, slowly approaching you. He pushes a cart adorned with flowers and green vines. At the center of a silver patterned tray rests a delicate cake. The candle flames flicker in the breeze, their light dancing with the shadows of the flowers. In the depths of the night, the glow is as soft as firelight. Marius stares at the cake, frozen in place. Only when the cart is pushed right before him does he fully grasp that this is the surprise you prepared for him. The waitstaff bows slightly before leaving, their exit marked by the glow of candles and the lingering coolness of the breeze.
누나가 말한 게 이거였구나.
Yep, tonight is our last night on the Helena Islands, and it's also your birthday. Of course, it has to be special.
정말 특별해요. 해변에서 생일 촛불을 불어본 적은 없거든요. 누나, 무슨 소원을 빌까요?
No matter what it is, I'll be by your side to make it come true. Marius looks at you with a smile, and after a brief pause, he takes your hand. Closing his eyes with reverence, he softly exhales in the flickering candlelight, the sea, the night sky, and everything else dissolve into his whispered wish. After making his wish, Marius shares the cake with you by the shore. He enjoys it immensely and comments that sitting by the beach, listening to the waves while eating cake, feels uniquely romantic and liberating. Afterward, you both plan to return to the beach villa for a brief rest before heading to the heated pool, savoring these final precious moments together. Beach Resorts and House. Taking out the gift you prepared for the wardrobe and slipping it into your pocket, you open the glass door to see Marius already seated by the pool, changed into fresh clothes. You start to call his name softly but stop, captivated by the scene before you. He slightly turned to the side, legs deep in the pool as he gently stirs the water. His head is lowered, lost in thought. The water reflects his serene face. The glowing pool lights and rippling waves intertwine to form overlapping arcs. A smile tugs at your lips as a mischievous idea sparks like a shooting star. In this quiet night, you suddenly feel the urge to catch Marius off guard. Tiptoeing past the outdoor lounge chairs, you carefully approach him from behind, ready to wrap your arms around him. But just as you're about to, he abruptly turns around.
어?
Eh? Losing your footing in surprise, you stumble forward. Marius, reaching out to catch you, also loses his balance. With a splash, the two of you tumble into the pool together.
누나, 괜찮아요? 어디 안 다쳤어요?
No, I'm fine. Really. Just soaked, that's all.
안 다쳐서 다행이에요. 다행히 수영장이 따뜻해서 옷이 젖어도 춥지는 않네요.
Wiping the water from his face, Marius exhales deeply, then turns to you. Your eyes meet, and as you two recall what happened, you burst out laughing. Amid the laughter, your hand brushes against the object in your pocket, reminding you of something more important. You glance at Marius. Oh, if I knew this would happen, I wouldn't have teased you.
왜요? 나중에 떠올리면 재밌을 것 같아서 나쁘지 않은데요?
It is fun, but it kind of ruined the mood.
분위기? 무슨 분위기요?
Marius catches the slip in your words, leaning closer, his movement sending ripples through the water. His steady gaze leaves no room for evasion or denial. Nothing, really. It's just... Besides the cake, I also prepared another surprise for you. Marius doesn't look surprised, his lips curving into a gentle smile.
난 지금 분위기도 나쁘지 않은데요? 아니면 너무 특별한 선물이라 이런 분위기에선 줄 수 없다는 거예요?
Water splashes softly as Marius leans even closer, close enough for you to notice his light-colored shirt, now transparent from the water. The night deepens, the wave reflecting the glow of the light. Beneath the starlit sky, his eyes glisten, and you find yourself irresistibly drawn to respond. Not at all. Giving it to you now will still feel just right. Turn your head slightly. Marius cooperates effortlessly tilting his head to expose his neck. Droplets of water drip from the tips of his hair, trailing down his throat and into his collar. You lean toward him, retrieving the necklace you prepared from your pocket. The pendant is crafted from crystal in the shape of a coconut lantern, its surface glinting with rippling light under the glow. The necklace isn't just a continuation of the celebration that broke the curse of the Helena Islands. It's also your response to the gift he gave you when you first met in the jewelry store.
목걸이가 정말 예뻐요.
Yes, I made it myself. Your fingers are just about to grease his neck when his Adam apples shifts.
일부러 올해의 선물을 주려고 시간이 오래 걸렸던 거였군요.
The water surface is as still as a mirror, reflecting both of your silhouettes. Amid the shifting light and shadow, his words bring back yesterday's memories as if they were happening again. Beneath the surface of the water, it feels like you and Marius have gone back to the days before you two become a couple, back to the day he invited you to join the program recording. An accident cost you both the victory, but earned you a quiet moment together in the jewelry store. In front of a mirror, he once put an amethyst necklace on you. And above the water, your roles are reversed. Now you're behind him, your breath curling warmly around his ear. So, you figured it out.
우리 사이의 일은 모두 기억하고 있으니까 당연하죠.
Your fingers touch Marius' skin as the crystal pendant drops to rest against his chest. He closes his eyes reluctantly but with delight. But you didn't get everything right.
어? 틀린 게 있어요?
Marius gently places his hand over yours, his expression puzzled. You continue adjusting the necklace bit by bit, ensuring it rises in the perfect position. Choosing the necklace as a gift isn't just about giving it back. I heard that in the Helena Islands, crafting a necklace like this for a loved one is a continuation of that festival. It signifies that the one you love will never lose their way and will always find their course on the voyage, and that their soul can forever remain free Freedom is Marius' eternal pursuit, so you offer him this beautiful wish. He opens his eyes again, the starlight in them falling into yours. You continue to adjust the necklace, although it's something that can be done with ease. Meanwhile, he allows you to take your time as he watches your deliberate movements. After a few moments, his brows lift slightly and his voice carries a rich tenderness.
누나, 선물 진짜 마음에 들어요. 그런데 그 뒤에 또 숨겨진 의미도 알고 있어요?
Huh?
모르는 게 당연해요. 원주민들의 옛말에서 전해지던 거거든요.
The coconut lantern pendant sways as he easily takes your hand into his, causing the water to ripple.
그러니까 목걸이를 선물 받은 사람은 목걸이를 선물한 상대 곁에 영원히 묶인다는 거예요. 방향을 잃지 않는 건 사랑하는 사람이 바로 영원한 등대가 되어주기 때문이죠.
Your hand falters. You hadn't expected such a profound meaning. But Marius doesn't give you time to hesitate, lightly pulling your hand closer. His voice is both earnest and patient.
그러니까 이제 이걸 나한테 선물로 준 이상 멈추지 마요. 요정 누나, 날 집으로 데려다 줄래요?
He whispers against your ear, his skin nearly touching yours. You can't think of anything else. All you want is to sink into this eternal moment with Marius. Clink. In the silence, intimate space, the clouds makes a soft sound. The salty sea breeze stirs the waves and the mirror-like water reflects the stars. Your eyes are filled with nothing but Marius' wet brows and lashes. All your love melts into your shared breath, weaving into a dream of endless longing.